Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 17th of Jan 2024. And to be honest guys, there is not much movement so far as the price of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market is concerned. If you look at the Fear and Greed Index, and if you look at it via coin market cap guys, the number is 63. And yesterday I believe it was 52, isn't it? Now does this mean that in the next coming days, a lot of purchase will be going on? I'm really curious to check. But that thing being said guys, if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, it has not moved since the last 24 to 48 hours. Now listen guys, in the world of Ripple or XRP, we do have some update and looks like the United Securities and Exchange Commission, they are aggressively fighting against Ripple. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that. And they have gone ahead and asked for more information from Ripple XRP, that is the financial statements for the years 2022 and 2023. Now listen guys, if the decision that Ripple is not a security gets overturned, it'll definitely have a massive impact not just on XRP price, but also on the global cryptocurrency world as well, isn't it? So in today's episode, I'll definitely go and discuss what is it that the US Securities and Exchange Commission is doing in order to deem Ripple as a security. Now guys, the next thing that I'd like to talk about is that of central bank digital currency. Now whether we like it or not, central bank digital currency will definitely go mainstream at least 3 to 5 years from now. And listen guys, so far as politics is concerned, I've always said this, left-leaning ideologies and left-leaning politicians, they are massive advocates of CBDCs, but in today's episode, we'll go ahead and discuss what the Republicans or right-wing ideologies think of central bank digital currency, and they are actually passing a bill that will clearly state that CBDCs are not an ideal form of money. So it's going to be really interesting to see guys which administration is in charge and what the final outcome is. And look guys, there is a massive difference between Bitcoin and central bank digital currency. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. Now since the last few months guys, spot Bitcoin ETF in US was definitely massive news, isn't it? But we have some update all the way from Thailand, and Thailand Securities and Exchange Commission have actually gone ahead and rejected Bitcoin spot ETF. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. But the investors from Thailand, they're more than welcome to go ahead and purchase ETFs that are connected to US, so I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. And guys, finally towards the end of the episode, we are going to be discussing some news from Europe, and the European Banking Authority are extending crypto guidelines and they are focusing on money laundering and terrorist financing, so I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, I'm going to be discussing 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is absolutely positive news, and that is to do with OKX Exchange. And the news is that OKX Middle East FinTech Free Zone establishment has been granted Virtual Asset Service Provider license by Dubai's VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory and Authority. So definitely positive news I guess. And the second news guys has to do with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia once again. And this has to do with artificial intelligence. Now what I really liked about this news guys is that they're actually recruiting artificial intelligence artists globally for a new initiative. Now look guys, artists all over the world are definitely not liking artificial intelligence. As a matter of fact, some artists, they're aggressively campaigning to protest artificial intelligence and the development of ChatGPT and other protocols, but looks like Saudi Arabia is taking a different view, and they're definitely proactive when it comes to artificial intelligence. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on both the news. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode, so let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. They'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where
Ledger Wallet kicks in, and Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers two hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now as of today guys, the global cryptocurrency market is actually down by 0.35% since the last 24 hours. And in terms of dollar amount, it is at $1.68 trillion. And if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume over the last 24 hours guys, it is at $57.83 billion. And since the last 24 hours, the volume has actually increased by 5.21%. Looks like a lot of selling has been going on. But if you look at the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum, the prices have marginally gone down. But listen guys, if you look at the fear and greed index, it is actually pumped up. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next 24 to 48 hours, a lot of buying would actually take place, particularly for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Now if you look at the volume in DeFi guys, the numbers are not looking good. And the total volume is below the $5 billion. And as of today, it is at $4.82 billion. And DeFi is accounting for 8.34% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And if you look at the total value locked, it is at $56.48 billion, with Lido clearly dominating with $23.85 billion. And guys, one metric which I always keep an eye on, that is decentralized to centralized exchange. Now as of today, it is at 15.20%. But tomorrow, for some odd reason, guys, I really am not sure why this number usually picks up pace, either on a Wednesday or Thursday. So keep an eye on the percentage of decentralized to centralized exchange dominance. Now what you can do is guys, you can go to defilama.com and you can get all this information from there directly. Now let me just very quickly run through the 24-hour trading volume of decentralized exchanges, because Uniswap is at number 1 and the volume is well over the $1 billion mark at $1.23 billion. PancakeSwap is at number 2nd with a little shy of $500 million mark at $477.44 million. Radium Gas is at number 3rd at $262.63 million. Core Finance is at number 4th at $211.85 million. And finally Orca guys at $190.34 million. Now let me very quickly run through the volume of stable coins, because the volume is $52.55 billion. And what I'm noticing guys is, ever since the announcement of Spot Bitcoin ETP product was officially allowed by the US Security and Exchange Commission, stablecoins is accounting for a higher percentage of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. So it looks like at a macro level guys, a lot of the Bitcoin whales are probably going ahead and selling a lot of the Bitcoin, but what they are doing is they are going and accumulating a lot of stablecoins. This is just my analysis. I could be miserably wrong though. So far as the volume is concerned guys, Tether USDT is accounting for a majority of the chunk at $42.06 billion. Circle USDC is at number 2nd at $5.37 billion. And finally Tron USD guys at $254 million. Now if you look at the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum, unfortunately guys, ever since the announcement of the approval of Spot Bitcoin ETP product, the numbers have actually gone down. Particularly if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin guys, it has gone down from 52% to 49.73%, that is for the 17th of January. Ethereum's dominance though has actually slightly pumped up, and as of today it is at 18.20%. Now if you look at the market cap guys, since the last 24 hours not much has happened. It is at $835 billion. Now listen guys, after the approval of Spot Bitcoin ETF, the market cap of Bitcoin has gone down by well over $150 billion. That is unfortunately the nature of cryptocurrency, isn't it? And the market cap of Bitcoin is $835 billion. The market cap of Ethereum right now is $305 billion. And as I told earlier guys, the 24-hour trading volume is not looking good. But this is one number that I'm definitely keeping an eye on for tomorrow. Now as of today, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $23.8 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $11.28 billion. Now in today's episode guys, let me quickly run through the total value secured across oracles, and it's needless to say guys that Chainlink is a clear outlier and it is leading the pack by a very high margin, and its market cap is $18.59 billion, Chronicle is at number 2nd, and its market cap is $8.15 billion. Winkling, guys, is at number 3rd, and its market cap is at $7.58 billion. To be honest, guys, I wasn't even aware of this particular project, so I definitely need to do more research. And what I'll try to do is next week, I'll try to go ahead and explain what Winkling is, who are the founders, how it works, and quite a lot of other things. Now, the 4th one, guys, is Pith or Pyth, and its market cap is $2.05 billion. And finally, guys, at number 5th, the total value secured for the Oracle Qualys switchboard is $428.81 million. Listen, guys, look at the number between the 1st and the 5th. Absolutely massive margin, isn't it? Chainlink's market cap is $18.59 billion, and Switchboard's market cap is $428.81 million. Now, if you look at these numbers from an ethical point of view, guys, and if you truly understand how Six Sigma works, what the upper specific limit is, what the lower specific limit is, these numbers definitely do not look right, particularly when you're talking about the top 5 protocols. I really am hoping we do not find out a massive news that has to do with some notorious activity among these protocols. Now, guys, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, let me run through a protocol called a SIA coin, and I really am not sure if I've actually covered this in the past. Now, the ticker symbol, guys, for SIA coin is SC, that is S for sugar, and C for Charlie. So let me go ahead and briefly explain what SIA is, because unlike traditional cloud storage services, guys, where your data is stored in centralized servers owned by companies like Amazon or Google, SIA actually offers a decentralized storage solution, and your files in SIA are broken into 30 encrypted pieces, and each piece is stored on a different host, and this redundancy enhances the security and reliability of your stored data. Now, SIA also uses smart contract, and SIA smart contract are self-executing smart contracts with the terms of agreement directly written into code, and in this context, guys, the smart contracts enforce agreement between users who upload data, also called as renters, and those who provide storage space, and they are called as hosts, and these contracts, guys, are recorded on the SIA blockchain, ensuring transparency and trust between parties involved in data storage transactions. Now, so far as the crypto is concerned, guys, this is where SIA's token kicks in, that is SC or SIA coin, and that acts as a native cryptocurrency for the SIA network and is used for all transactions within the platform. And renters, guys, pay a host using SIA coin, creating a seamless and secure payment system which is facilitated by blockchain technology. Now, listen, guys, paying for your storage does make a lot of sense only if there are massive financial giant institutions, but let's say for average individual citizens, you already have Google Drive, which offers roughly around 1 to 2 terabytes worth of storage in it. And what you can do is, if you do have additional storage, you can just create another Gmail account. So the use case, guys, for this most likely is for massive institutions and entities. Now, so far as the supply model is concerned, SIA coin does not have a maximum supply, and this design choice is based on the idea that as data storage needs growth, the cryptocurrency supply would be able to expand to accommodate this growth, and new SIA coins, guys, are continuously created as mining rewards, ensuring an ongoing incentive for participants to contribute computing power to secure the network. Now, so far as the consensus mechanism is concerned, the SIA blockchain employs a proof-of-work consensus algorithm for its security. This means, guys, that the miners compete to solve complex mathematical problems, and majority of them must agree on the validity of new transactions and blocks. And guys, so far as host is concerned, on the network they are required to put up collateral, acting as a security measure, and this collateral reduces the likelihood of malicious behavior, as hosts tend to use something else. And so far as the distribution is concerned, guys, the data is uploaded on SIA and is split in 30 segments, and these segments are distributed across various hosts globally. And this distribution, guys, ensures that even if some hosts are compromised or go offline, the data remains accessible as long as a sufficient number of hosts are still operational. So essentially, guys, in summary, SIA coin and SIA network offer a decentralized, secure and cost-effective alternative to traditional cloud storage by leveraging blockchain technology, smart contracts, and a unique approach to data distribution and security, and users benefit from increased privacy, data redundancy, and potential lower storage cost. Now look, guys, this project does seem to be great, but my question is pretty simple. What if Google does something similar to this? And if Google gets into the blockchain space and does something similar, what would massive companies and institutions trust? Because of the history of Google, I'm pretty much sure individuals will want to move into Google, isn't it? And the big question is, when you talk about blockchain technology, guys, what if the private key is hacked? In case of a distributed system, your entire data is gone, but let's say if there is a centralized entity managing it, you can have customer service, you can even sue the company as well. But these are factors you definitely need to take into consideration. Now guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin, guys, has actually gone down since the last 24 hours by 0.29%, and as of today it is at $42,703, and since the last 7 days it is down by 6.48%, and looks like, guys, all price predictions regarding Bitcoin has been completely thrown out of the window, isn't it? Now so far as the price of Ethereum is concerned, guys, since the last 7 days it is definitely up by 5.46%, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 0.64%, and as of today it is at $2,546. Binance BNB coin, guys, is at $309, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 2.51%, and since the last 7 days it is up by 2.92%. Now look, guys, it's going to be really crucial to check what the numbers are, particularly tomorrow and the after. And me personally, guys, I'm really curious to check what the numbers reflect on the weekend. Now guys, let's discuss some drama between US Security and Exchange Commission and Ripple or XRP. Now what happened is on January 11th, the US Security and Exchange Commission has escalated its legal efforts against Ripple Labs, aiming to enforce the production of essential financial documents. And this development, guys, is a continuation of the ongoing legal dispute that began in late of December 2020, where the US Security and Exchange Commission asserted that Ripple's XRP sales amounted to unregistered security offerings. Now listen, guys, despite me being from the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, I hate to say it, I definitely 100% agree with the US Security and Exchange Commission. Ripple, according to me, is 100% a security. Now what happened is that Ripple did actually go out and win that case, and I very specifically remember when that Garlinghouse did actually go out and tweet, the market cap of Bitcoin definitely overtook Binance BNB chain, and only for that particular day, guys, the market cap of XRP or Ripple was at number 3rd, but they've gradually fallen down. Now so far as this news is concerned, guys, the US Security and Exchange Commission now, guys, is specifically requesting financial statements for the year 2022 and 2023 as part of its pursuit in legal case against Ripple. Now the US Security and Exchange Commission, guys, they definitely contend that these documents and the interrogatory are crucial for Judge Torres to make informed decision on potential relief, including injunctions and civil penalties. And guys, the US Security and Exchange Commission asserts that the financial information requested is fundamental for tailoring a penalty that would effectively deter future violations. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what the outcome to this is. Now, guys, let's discuss some news, and that is to do with central bank digital currency. Whether you like it or not, central bank digital currencies are definitely going to go mainstream 3 to 5 years from now, and this is just going to happen. But the big question is, are central bank digital currencies money? Now what has happened in US is a massive development, and this has more to do with politicians who are 100% Republicans and probably on the right side of history, and several bills in the US Senate are challenging the classification of central bank digital currency as money, and these legislative proposals, guys, have the potential to pose substantial obstacles to the development and implementation of a CBDC in the United States. And the article is actually published by Cointelegraph that actually confirms that there are bills against referring to central bank digital currency as money has been filed in the states of Utah, South Carolina, South Dakota, and Tennessee. Now look, guys, if you go to these states and look at the senators, all of them 100% are Republicans. That, to be honest, is not surprising and great as well. Now the bill, guys, would exclude a central bank digital currency from the definition of money and could be a great significant roadblock to a CBDC in the United States. Now look, guys, communist countries like China are definitely massive advocates of central bank digital currency, and the answer is pretty simple. By implementing a central bank digital currency, the government gets full control over your spendings. They can even go ahead and block your transaction at will. Now so far as this bill is concerned, guys, State Senator Frank Nicely introduced a bill on the Tennessee Senate on January 12th. Now let me just read out the definition of that bill regarding money, because what that states is 3 things. The first one is money means a medium of exchange currently authorized or adopted by a domestic or foreign government. The second part it states is that money includes a monetary unit of account established by an intergovernmental organization or by agreement between 2 or more countries. And the third one, guys, is that it does not include a central bank digital currency. So it's going to be really interesting to see if this bill actually goes and gets approved. Now look, guys, I've said this thing, when you talk about politics and politicians, they have a massive say in the decision making of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And look, guys, when you talk about politics and Bitcoin, left-leaning ideologies, left-leaning politicians are definitely massive advocates of central bank digital currency. They want more control over your money, more control over your spending, and these left-leaning ideologies and left-leaning politicians and Democrats are definitely not massive fan of Bitcoin, are definitely not massive fan of open source. They are definitely opposed to freedom of speech, and they're definitely focusing on being woke and on cancel culture as well, isn't it? Now, so far as Republicans are concerned and right-wing ideologies, they're definitely massive advocates of Bitcoin, massive advocates of open source. They're definitely advocates for freedom of speech, and more importantly, guys, they definitely want to go ahead and oppose central bank digital currency. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what the future of this bill is. Now listen, guys, on the 31st of this month, I do have a session which is completely free of cost called a central bank digital currency, where I go ahead and explain what is central bank digital currency, the basics, threats to freedom and its role in the metaverse. So go to eventbrite.com, guys, and just look for central bank digital currency. Alternatively, guys, just drop me an email and I'll go ahead and get you registered for that session. Now, guys, let's discuss some news all the way from Thailand. And the Thailand US Security and Exchange Commission has rejected a Bitcoin ETF. But here's the interesting bit, guys. The brokerages in Thailand are promoting overseas investment in these products, and the Thai Security and Exchange Commission does clearly state that Bitcoin ETFs approved in foreign markets are in the early stages and may lack direct economic value for the Thai market's appropriateness. Now, I kind of agree to it because we just have to wait and see, isn't it? And this news, guys, is actually published by your finance magnates. Now, guys, let's discuss some news all the way from Europe. And the European Banking Authority has extended the guidelines on money laundering and terrorist financing and risk factors for crypto asset service providers, also called as CASPs. And the new guidelines, guys, highlights money laundering and terrorist financing risk factors and mitigating measures that crypto asset service providers need to consider, representing an important step forward in the UAE's fight against financial crime. Now listen, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is go through the show notes below. The entire report is published, and look, guys, these regulations are absolutely not ideal, particularly when you talk about cryptocurrencies, but definitely important at the same time as well. So those were some macro level news, guys, on the cryptocurrency world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, as I told earlier, is definitely positive news for the Emirate of Dubai, and that is to do with OKX. And the news essentially is that OKX Middle East FinTech Free Zone Establishment, which is a Dubai subsidiary of OKX, has received a Virtual Asset Service Provider license, also called as VASP, by Dubai's VARA, that is Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. And the license, guys, is specifically for virtual asset exchange services and is currently non-operational. Now, so far as the approval is concerned, operational approval is subject to OKX Middle East fulfilling certain conditions and meeting localization requirements, which is outlined by VARA, that is Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. And guys, the Virtual Asset Service Provider license will allow OKX Middle East to offer duly regulated virtual assets activities, including spot services and spot pairs. And what this means, guys, is that institutional and qualified retail customers can access these services through the OKX app and OKX.com exchange, and the license ensures that OKX operates under VARA supervision, providing enhanced level of consumer protection for users. Now look, guys, regulation is great as long as they protect investors, isn't it? Regulations should definitely not hamper innovation. And guys, OKX's general manager, that is Rafad Masani, has emphasized the importance of regulated entities in shaping the future of digital assets and capital markets, and Dubai, guys, along with VARA, is seen as creating an environment conducive to the growth of virtual asset service provider in the MENA region. And the MENA region, guys, is recognized for its potential to become a hub of excellence for Web3 and virtual assets, and OKX looks forward to contributing to the flourishing ecosystem in the region. And guys, Tim Bjorn, the OKX Global Head for Government Relations, praises Dubai and VARA for the leadership in crypto regulations, establishing a comprehensive framework for virtual assets in Web3, and the Virtual Asset Service Provider license, guys, marks a significant step for OKX as a transition from a trust-based system to one that is trustless, empowering users to control their financial future. And guys, listen, Dubai is highlighted as an important market for OKX and for the cryptocurrency exchange as well, isn't it? And the company is definitely expressing excitement about building strong relationships with users in the region. And guys, this license is considered crucial for OKX to operate within the evolving crypto and Web3 ecosystem, particularly in Dubai. And VARA's framework, guys, is commended for being timely, comprehensive, and built from the ground up, making Dubai a global leader in the crypto regulation. And OKX, guys, emphasizes its commitment to upholding robust investor and market safeguard principle. And the company sees the Virtual Asset Service Provider license as a key factor in promoting a trustworthy and secure environment for cryptocurrency trading in Dubai. And OKX, guys, aims to contribute to the development of Dubai's crypto and Web3 ecosystem through its regulated services. So definitely positive news. Now, guys, let's discuss second news. That is to do with artificial intelligence, and this is to do with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And look, guys, I wouldn't be surprised in the next coming decade, Saudi Arabia does turn out to be the leader in artificial intelligence space. And this news, guys, to be honest, is definitely positive news that deals with artificial intelligence artists. And Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Culture is launching an emerging new media artist education program. And the initiative is part of Daria's Arts Future Center, located near a new opera house in UNESCO World Heritage Site. And the program aims to recruit government artificial intelligence artists and those in the field of new media arts globally. And it is not limited to Saudi nationals. Artists worldwide can apply as well that are focusing on digital art, interactive installations, AI art, and quite a lot more. And guys, the year-long program offers production training with access to professional equipment and a production budget as well, and multidisciplinary learning opportunities and personal mentorship from international digital artists are part of the program. Now look, us worldwide artists and writers are definitely not massive advocates of artificial intelligence. They're aggressively protesting this news, but looks like Saudi Arabia is definitely on the right side, and they are definitely taking leaps and bounds in this area. And so far as the ground amount is concerned, the production budget details have not yet been disclosed, but I'm pretty much sure they're definitely going to be releasing some numbers out. And guys, the program is in collaboration with Le Frosnay, which is Studio National des Arts Contemporains in France, and it is a government-run and open to participants aged 35 and younger at the graduate or postgraduate stage. And guys, this initiative comes amid the rising popularity of generative AI art in the past year. And guys, the use of AI tools in art has sparked debates about whether it constitutes genuine artistic creation, and some actually argue that artificial intelligence-generated art may involve risk of plagiarism, as the tools are often trained using existing arts, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see how they're able to catch plagiarism. And Mark Saunders, guys, a Harvard professor, highlighted the circular thinking in determining the creativity of AI arts, and he emphasized that art's meaning is subjective, and it can be a provocation or part of a larger conversation. Now, while AI inventions are utilized in substantial artwork, artists remain the ones bringing creativity into the process. I 100% agree to it, guys, and the program does reflect the ongoing exploration of AI's role in the art world and in potential impact on artistic expression. And the initiative, guys, seeks to support artists working in various mediums, including virtual reality, augmented reality, and 3D printing. And so far as the application process is concerned, the application process is open to artists creating within cinema, animation, sound art, and data visualization. Now listen, guys, if you're definitely working in this field, you definitely should go ahead and check it out. So those were the news, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Christine who asks, what are your thoughts on RippleNet XRP, and why do you think they are security? Now listen, Christine, when I talk about XRP or Ripple, one thing you need to understand that they are definitely not blockchain, and the entire project of Ripple or XRP does not even require cryptocurrency. RippleNet can definitely work without its token because essentially it is a software. Now, if you understand the early stages of how Ripple actually worked, I do have to side with the US Security and Exchange Commission. They are clearly a security. Now listen, a lot of the XRP army will be upset about it, and the only reason why they'll be upset about it is if I say something like that, or if there's a macro level news regarding that, the value of the token would actually go down. So Ripple or XRP, they definitely don't even use the blockchain, so I do not even understand why they even need to have a cryptocurrency. But so far as Bitcoin maximalists are concerned, guys, Some hardcore Bitcoin maximalists are also advocates of XRP, which is a bit weird. Now, to answer your question, me personally, I do not like RippleNet from a cryptocurrency point of view, but if you want my honest opinion, are they solving the whole banking, the unbanking problem? The answer to that is yes. And as much as I dislike saying this, El Salvador, rather than making Bitcoin a legal tender, if the president really wanted to help the individuals or citizens, he could have actually implemented XRP, because the transfer of the funds would have been done in an instant. And what El Salvador wanted to do is they wanted to make transactions using Lightning Network, but a lot of them don't realize that in order to go ahead and use that app, you need to do KYC and quite a lot of other things. So if that is the case, why would you want to use Bitcoin? Why not just use RippleNet software? That, to be honest, would have definitely helped individuals. Now listen, I'm not a massive advocate of RippleNet or XRP, but unfortunately I hate saying that would have been an ideal use case. Now so far as Ripple is concerned, there is a centralized entity making decision. And last year, Christine, I also talked about RippleNet trying to get into the stablecoin game as well. Now this point of time, I'm not sure if they've already got it and launched their stablecoin. But look, Ripple definitely looks like a software, and according to me, they are definitely falling more towards security, but it's going to be really interesting to see what the final outcome is. Now, the only thing that will be impacted is the price of XRP will go down, but the software works absolutely fantastic, and if you look at the error rate, I think it is one of the best softwares probably in the world. So those are my honest thoughts, to be honest. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And now the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.